next guest is a filmmaker. She's done a lot of work on Long Island and building a community. And here is a little trailer for one of her works, and we'll be back with her in a minute.
The country continues to be in a state of emergency.
How are you still out here?
Me? That's what I do.
We ask that you remain inside.
Oh.
Highways are closed. There is no public transportation.
Hey!
A new world awaits us.
Just open the door!
And we will survive.
Freaking deadbeats.
Be safe. God bless you. And God bless America.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you.
Actually, it's been a year or two since you've been here.
Quite. Probably maybe even a decade. I'm not sure.
It could be. I don't want to date either one of us, but yes. So how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be here.
And looking at everything that you've been doing and following you on Facebook through the course of time, you've been incredibly busy, incredibly prolific, and you've evolved and focused in on different areas in the last few years. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
You're a busy lady. You get things done.
I always get things. I don't stop ever, which is, I kind of probably need to learn how to do that, but so far, no, not happening.
So wait, the trailer that we just saw, excuse me, please tell me that's a comedy.
It is a comedy.
I laughed my ass off watching that.
Good.
I did, and I was like, oh, I'm hoping this is a comedy. Because I watched it, I'm like, that's funny. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's doing really well. It's called The Last Taxi Driver, which I wrote, directed, produced, cast. That was Robert Clahessy from Blue Bloods. He plays Sergeant Gormley. And Deb Twist plays his wife, also on Blue Bloods, and she was in Kick-Ass. She was the sexy science teacher. And Emily Jackson, who's in a movie that is coming out now called Incarnate with Aaron Eckhart in it. And I'd made a lot of movies previous to that, but I generally was the casting director or a producer, and I just decided that I wanted to see what it was like to direct. And we didn't know if we were going to get a name or if we were going to, just get some friends. And I said, if I get a name, then I got to sink some money into this. So, we did a little Indiegogo and raised all the money. And it was supposed to be scary, but it's funny. I remember sitting there going, okay, this is going to be great. And my fiance comes over and he said, you do realize this is actually hilarious. I'm like, no, yeah, but it'll scare people. He goes, no, this is hilarious.
It's a zombie movie, right?
It is a zombie movie, but the twist of it is it's really about Norman O'Moraine, who is the last taxi driver who just basically refuses to give up his license, even though the only people left are zombies, because he's just not giving up what he does. And Bobby Clahessy is probably one of the funniest people in the entire world, not only in this part, but in general. So it just really came out very, very silly. And it's been winning awards like everywhere, which is amazing to me because it was supposed to be this goofy little movie, but it's doing really well.
Yeah, but those are the best kinds.
I know, and I love to sit there and hear people laugh, and I'm like, yes.
Well, I love the line in the trailer, it's what I do. And I was like, oh, I gotta see this. I gotta see this.
Well, it's going to, where is it going to be next? Actually, it just played. It just played this past weekend in Hoboken. It played in Hoboken. It's trying to remember what's next to that. I think it's going to be in New Jersey, but I don't know the dates yet. It's kind of still bouncing around. It's already had a very long festival run, so it's almost done. It's just people keep asking for it, so I keep pulling it out. Because I've got 3 films on the festival circuit right now, because some reason I thought that would be a good idea to do that. And so every weekend I'm running from one festival to another festival, and it's just, it's a little crazy.
Wait, so did we miss it in New York?
You missed it. It was in, what the heck was it in? It was in a lot of New York festivals. It was in Coney Island. It was in Williamsburg Film Festival. It was at the Long Island International Film Expo. It was at Long Beach Film Festival. It's been all over, and then all over New Jersey. But as I said, I'm trying to pull it back in. But if it's showing somewhere else in Nassau, because like I said, people keep asking for it, I'll let you know. So
Yeah,
you can
please
come see
do.
it. Yeah,
Please
it's a lot
do.
of fun. It's a lot of fun.
I want to see.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see that, and I want to see the one that Joe,
Yes.
the By Blood.
Okay, he's actually in my other 2 films. He's also in Leaving. You may not realize it's the same person.
Yeah. That was the other one too.
Yeah,
I was
he's
trying
the
to
husband
remember.
in Leaving, and then also By Blood. By Blood is going to be in Soho. I think this coming Tuesday is June 14th, but it's also going to be at the Long Island International Film Expo July 15th.
Thank you for reminding me because
along with a movie
want to.
called I
Yeah, I want to go see it.
Yeah, we should definitely come see that. It's just starting its festival run. It's only been in 2 festivals so far, and it's already won 3 awards, which is great. I'm like, yes, I love this. I'm always so surprised, you know. So it was so far. I'm very happy, and see how it does at Soho. You know, can't win at Life because I run it, and I'm looking at the scores, going, I could have won. I can't win, but it's the right thing to do. But it's I'm happy with it, and I'm just looking to see how it's received.
She's ethical.
I am ethical. I know. You know, somebody said you're like the only person I know who's honest. No, doesn't. I can't help it. I just like between the Italian guilt and the Jewish guilt, I would just destroy myself if I did things that I shouldn't be doing. So
That's awesome.
Those
That's so
days are
cool
over.
that you. I mean, is this what you tend to do? You like do a slew of films and then run around like a crazy person, in addition to your responsibilities at your day job? Like
right. Well, I've got 3 different positions. I mean, from 9 to 5. You know, Monday 9 till 4:45. I run the Nassau County Film Commission, which I pretty much created like 28 years ago.
That's so cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and-
you've been instrumental in developing, you know,
Sure.
local
Yeah.
film, which is an amazing accomplishment.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that was. I don't know if that was just beginning to really steamroll the last time we spoke, but it's come.
It's been building
so
every
far.
year. I mean, we've been pretty much for the last at least 20 years, we've been second in production days only to the city itself in all of New York
I
State.
read
So,
that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we've you know, now we have 2 studios. Since I started, everything has just grown and built, and it was a tax credit is a big part of it. You know, it's a state thing, but it's very helpful to Nassau County. So, you know, that's my 9 to 5, and because I've been there for 28 years, I've got time off. So when I want to do things for a film festival, I've got it. I mean, I can't
Right.
obviously take all my time. I'd never be there. But I mean, if I need to do something for a film festival, or if, you know, instead of taking vacation like a normal person, I'll make a movie. You know, so that's kind of my other thing. And then I run the film festival, the Long Island International Film Expo, with Ann and Henry Stamfel are the other directors that started it with me. And, you know, we have a whole bunch of other directors. I'm no longer a judge, which I stopped about 2-3 years ago because I just touched too many films.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so we've got like 15 judges, 10 of whom I don't even know. You know, so
Okay.
it's when people say, "Why didn't I?" said, "I don't know because I didn't watch it." You know.
Did you ever think that your life was going to be like this?
No, you know, when I was younger, and I really want to say like 6, 7, 8 years old. I mean, I wrote my first book at 6 years old. And I illustrated it because I've been a writer. And then I remember when my cousins would come over, or my parents' friends' kids, I would like direct them in little movies. And I didn't even really know what that was. I would say, okay, you have to say this, and you have to say that. No, go over there and do that. And who even knew that that was a thing, you know? But,
Yep.
but for some reason, I always loved that. And then I went into drama in college, and I did that for a semester until I realized I have to like pay my bills one day. So I switched to business management, which is what I got my degree in. And then when I worked as a special assistant to the county executive, and did that for about a year, and I said, I'm just not feeling this. I mean, the good thing is I'm writing press releases, so that's something. And I started to look around for something else I could do in the county. And there was a department at the time called Commerce and Industry, and they did like 2-3 permits a year. And I'm looking at this going, why aren't we doing something with this? So I put a proposal together, and I went to the county executive, and he looked at it, he went, okay, just don't embarrass me, you know. And I don't know if they thought it would really be something, but it became, you know, it grew. I mean, from 35 production days the first year till way over 1,000 now. You know, it's yeah, so it's pretty
That's
impressive.
amazing.
Yeah.
Your life is completely steeped in film.
Yeah, it is.
That is really fucking cool.
Yeah, I think it is. I love it. I love it. And the casting director thing. This is so funny because I've met a lot of celebrities because of what I do. And somebody came to me once with a script and said, I want this name for this movie. Can you help me get him? I said, well, I don't really like to do that. You know, I don't want to, because everybody wants certain actors. And I said, but let me read it. And I read it and I said, you don't want him. And he goes, well, because there's a shower scene. Nobody wants to see this guy in the shower. If he's in a shower scene, he wants a hot guy in the shower. So, well, who can you get? And I showed him a couple of other actors that I know. And, you know, he said, you could get them? I said, well, we can ask, you know. And after I, you know, spoke to a couple of people and he liked my choices, he said, would you be my casting director? And I said, I've never done it before, but I'm sure I can figure it out. Did that. I had an absolute blast, and I ended up producing a movie called My Cross to Bear. Peter Bongiorno was the director. And I got Joe Ganiscola from The Sopranos in it, and Jackie Martling, and Robert Clahessy, and a bunch of other actors. And after that, I figured, all right, well, I'm not really going to cast for a while. It's a ton of work. I got other things I want to work on. And then, like 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from Kathy Cato, who runs the Queens World Film Festival, and she said to me, I have this friend that's got this feature, and they need casting. I'm like, ah. I said, all right, for you, I'll read it. And I was about 10 pages in and realized it was the best thing I'd ever read in my life. It was a feature called Living with the Dead. Christine Vertugian, who's from, I believe she's from Queens, but it was phenomenal, and I ended up casting the whole feature for her.
That is so amazing.
And executive producing it, and then it's just like my phone was ringing off the hook. So after I did a few films, I said, okay, I just kind of want to see what this directing thing is about, and that's when I started doing that, and I went, first I was terrified. I said, what am I doing? What am I doing? And Christine, because I'd helped her with her movie, she said, whatever you want, I'll be there for you. And she does costumes as well, so she said, I'll help the costume person. And she stayed over at my house at 3 in the morning. I'm like this in bed before we were supposed to shoot. And I texted her, and because I know she's in the next room and she's up. And I'm like, so were you like curled up in a fetal position the day before you're supposed to direct something? She goes, every night. I'm like, okay, I don't feel so bad now. I said, so like if I have a stroke on set, you'll step in? She goes, don't worry about it. And between 6 different weather patterns, between blizzards and rain, and then the sun came out and everything was melting, and 3 days of craziness. You know, one of our zombies got mugged at gunpoint.
No,
our makeup person
for real?
For real.
Oh, boy.
And our makeup person got the flu, and I mean, just everything crazy thing that could have happened. And I remember walking outside in the snow, going, okay. You brought me this far. You must want me to do this. So let's just friggin' go ahead and do this. And we made this little film that's just, like I said, it's winning awards all over the place.
That's
so.
wonderful.
That's so cool. That
Yeah,
is
it's
really
fun.
amazing. Honestly, listening to you is very inspiring for
Oh,
me.
good.
I went to school, well, I went to film school for a while, and then I changed my major to theater, but, you know, whatever. I mean, it's still something I'm really interested in, and that is just so cool listening to that.
Thank you. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's exhausting and scary and terrifying and fun.
Well, we do have another trailer.
Okay, great.
What was the second one?
Leaving.
Leaving. So we're gonna take a quick look at the trailer for Leaving right now.
Sure.
You know it's not healthy to keep going back, Emily.
It's not fair. I didn't do anything wrong.
How can people heal if you don't give them the space they need to get on with their lives?
I've given them space. I've given them too much space. I look around. Everything's changing in some way. Nothing lasts. Even stone starts to fade. I would never hurt my family.
You think it's easy for your family? You popping in and out when you miss them?
It wasn't your fault. I never thought it was.
I just feel like they're not gonna even remember me. Like this was never real. I'm just gonna disappear.
You can't ever disappear.
I just want to stay. Can I please just stay?
Yay!
What's the story with
Very,
that?
very different from the first one. This is
Very
why
different.
Every one of my films is different, and when I had, these were both ready within 3 weeks of each other, because I did Last Taxi Driver. My whole crew that I worked with and my actors all went out to other projects, and I said, I'm not in a hurry for this, I'm working on so-and-so. And then when we finally got back to editing them, they were done within 3 weeks of each other. So I played them at a cast and crew screening together, and I'm just kind of watching everybody around me. All the investors are there seeing everything for the first time, and they're laughing like mad. I showed Taxi first specifically, and then when Leaving's on, I see people going like this. They're like, yes, people are crying, it's great. This is about a woman that basically keeps leaving her family, but she can't make that final decision whether to stay or to go. And basically, her husband loves her, and he's trying to keep her from hurting the children, but he wants her back. And it's just this heartbreaking, great, gut-wrenching, visceral kind of film in 10 minutes, pretty much. I think it's about 10. Molly Ryman, who is the lead, has won Best Actress awards all over the place for this. Sal Rendino, who plays the therapist, is now going to be a new Netflix show that's coming out in August called The Get Down.
Was he in another one of your movies?
He's in everything. Sal is, what has he been? Well, he's going to be in my series Couple of Guys. I've cast him in a bunch of things because he's so talented. And then Joe Halsey, who you saw, it's funny because I had met him in an audition. Actually, I met him and Sal both in different auditions, and they both didn't get picked for whatever role they were going for. But I always, whenever I do auditions, if there's something that really gets me, I write them down, and then when I find something, you know, then I'll call them. And I had first met, I saw Joe in a film back in 2008 in the film 2008 in the film festival, and when I was casting My Cross to Bear, he physically wasn't really the type we wanted for the main character. But I said, well, I'm going to bring him in and see what he can do, and he kicked ass. Oh my God, he kicked ass. So, you know, when I wrote Leaving, and that came from a dream of mine, where I kind of woke up crying my eyes out and going, what the heck was that? And then I thought about it, and I said, all right, that's got to be a movie. So 4:30 in the morning, I got up and I wrote it, and by 7:30, I had the first draft, and I sent it to Joe. Now, I was not planning on making another movie just yet, because I just finished with Taxi, but I sent it to Joe, and he was like me, insane and awake. And I said, you know, let me know what you think of this. And like 10 minutes later, I get an email back saying, I love this. You know, he said, if you want to make this, I'll help you raise the money, which he did. And so back we go, and we're doing another film. And, you know, it's, I think everybody on set broke down at one point crying, you know, because it just kind of really touched everybody. And then we had film number 2, completely different than film number 1, you know, which is great. You know, I kind of like
so
that.
Cool.
Yeah,
People, what is your genre? I don't know.
You don't have
I
to
don't have a
know.
genre. And By Blood's completely different. But
Oh wow!
I know they're all different. Everything I do is different. It's just crazy. But it's whatever strikes me, you know, at the moment. But
I mean, that's wonderful, and it's wonderful that you have that creativity and you have the ability to get it done.
Yeah, I'm driven.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm driven. I don't know where that comes from, but I kind of never ever stop. And you know, so this is cool.
That is. Wow. There's no holding you back. You seem to be like this. I mean, gigantic, like sitting in the chair right now, you guys don't even know. She's like this gigantic, fearless, like,
yeah. You can feel your presence in the room, yeah.
Oh my God,
okay,
big
I don't
time.
see myself that way.
Oh
I was
my
like
God.
the shyest kid in the entire world. I didn't even, in high school, I didn't even talk to anybody. I mean, I did have some friends,
But that's
but
why you're telling stories now.
that's why I'm telling stories now.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that is, you guys, you have no idea. You gotta sit in the same room with this woman. This is like,
I feel
so
like really pumped now. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't
I'm
feeling
so
it
lucky
before.
right now.
Well, we have about 8 minutes left, so we have one more project
Okay.
to discuss. So what's this trailer?
This is By Blood.
Okay.
And so I'll discuss it after you show it.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's take a look at that now.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder about the Soho Festival. I told Joe I was gonna go.
She was like a mom to me, Uncle Vinny. I miss her.
She really loves you. 14 years just flew by.
Hey.
They say that's what happens when you're happy. Just she had a good life with you. I all screwed it up, you know? Yeah. Yeah, you're getting it now.
She's good, Jerry. Just give me your key. What, are you flagging me, Gus?
Sometimes you just know things. I do.
I don't understand any of this. Rewriting history. Her and I belonged together. You were married.
No. Before. So what happened? Everything. Everything. And nothing.
I love love making movies. I do.
I want to know who edits your trailers because they do a really good job.
This one was Mark Ryu, who is also my DP. Yeah, Mark did the trailer. And you know, whenever you edit, you go through passes and this and that. Mark sent me the trailer and I went, I can't find anything wrong with this. Like nothing. And I sent it to Joe Halsey, who was also one of the producers on this, and I said, am I missing something? He goes, no, this is just pretty freaking perfect. Taxi was, I think Taxi was Mark II, Leaving was Carrie, Carrie Ferranti, and then I'm pretty sure, yeah, this was Mark. This was Mark also.
I mean, these trailers are total teasers.
Oh my God. Yeah, this was fun. This was, and By Blood was just, oh wow. I wrote a 3-page script because Joe and Russ wanted to work together. Russ Camarda and Joe Halsey, off the charts, insanely good. And it's the kind of story that builds and builds and builds and builds and just doesn't ever stop. And you know, the chemistry between them was amazing. They wanted to work together, so I wrote this 3-page thing. John Marine, who's my producer, also my fiance, he was going to use a new camera, and he'd never really shot a film before. He'd done videos, but never really did a film. So he was going to practice, and they were going to play, and that was going to be fun. But nothing ever stays that way with me. So then it became this 12-page, oh my God, this is insane page, and John's like, I'm not practicing on this. Call Mark. Call Mark. I'm not doing this. And then, you know, I had to hire, you know, my Trish, who was Diana Durango, who actually came up from Florida for this. And I said, it's only a couple of lines. She goes, I don't care. I love this so much. I want to come up and do it. And Jackie Martling, you know, came on board because, you know, he's been wanting to work with me. And oh my God, just watching the two of them together, and everything that could have gone wrong before we started went wrong. Our monitor didn't hook up to the camera, or we got a Ronin, that, which basically is a stabilizer for the camera, and the box came damaged the night before, and it didn't work. So we had planned all our shots according to that. And so now I've worked with Mark already twice. I've referred him to a ton of things, my DP, and I really had to trust. He's got this little monitor, I can't see anything. And so I'm watching the actors who I knew were brilliant. I mean, that wasn't even a question. I'm trusting Mark's vision. There was one scene, and I don't want to say what it is because people have not picked it up, but there was one scene that we missed something, and we could, neither one of us, because I'm now at this point, I'm looking in the monitor when this is happening, and we're not seeing what we needed somewhere, and there was a whole bunch of, I drove everybody crazy for a month. Robert LaRosa was my editor on this, on the film, and I'm just like, well, try this, try that, try this. It's not gonna, I don't care if it's not gonna work, try it. And some things worked and some things didn't work, but for a month I'm like, all right, now move this here, move that. I mean, it really just, because to me, if the next film isn't better than the one before, then I don't need to be doing this, you know, and it just, you know, this was a big thing. And now after this, So By Blood is playing at Soho this coming Tuesday, and then at the Long Island National Film Expo in the summer. And it's, you know, it already played at Manhattan Film Festival and won Best Short Drama, and it won Best Screenplay and Best Something Else. Best Something Else in there, and I can't remember what it was. But so it's already starting. I won 3 awards in 2 film festivals. But the cool thing is, after this, I just directed another film called Chosen, but I didn't write. It's the first time I've directed something I didn't write. And it stars Kathy Moriarty and Arash Mokhtar, and writer is Shari Goldstein-Umansky, and it was, wow. To direct something for somebody else is very different because you, like my DP has to find my vision. I had to do her, you know, basically produce her vision. And you know, you don't know how that's going to go, but we worked really well together, you know, so that was kind of fun. We don't have a trailer because we just filmed it a few weeks ago. But well,
we'll get you back here.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, and I'll bring her because she would love to talk about it. It was really an experience. Wow. Yeah. Very different than all of these, but I didn't write it.
So wait, so this is like kind of a dumb question, but so after Chosen, what's next after that for you?
I'm writing a screenplay for another producer called, it's a horror screenplay called Far Beyond Driven. It's a feature. I'm producing a web series called Couple of Guys that both Joe Halsey and Sal Rendino from Leaving are both in. Sean Young, Brian O'Halloran, Kevin Brown from 30 Rock. I got tons of people, and I'm they're going to kill me because I can't even remember offhand.
You have a lot going on.
I know.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I got the web series, I got that, I got, I'm writing a feature called, I'm about 110 pages into it. It's going to be a novel I'm going to turn into a screenplay because I'm also a published author, and they're looking for another book. Three books. I have a trilogy, yeah. And so people have been looking for another book, so I started writing this as a novel, and I want to turn it into a screenplay, and everybody's like, don't you dare not finish this as a novel. So, and it's called Damaged But Not Broken, which is really big and epic. And then I'm in the middle of writing something also called Back to You, which I kind of have my notes on that, but I can't get back to that yet.
When do you sleep?
I don't much. I really don't much. I asked my boyfriend the minute I get in the car, I'm out. I'm out. It's just, we can just be going like, you know, to the store that's 5 minutes and I'm sleeping in the car. But my vacations, my nights, my weekends, I'm just making stuff all the time.
You are so wrapped up in everything that you love. It is so inspiring. It's amazing.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm really lucky. Who knew that I would find this and so late in life? You know, I mean, when people say, if I had just one time, I had one person I had worked with on one film, and he was kind of saying something, you have no idea what it is to get into this industry. Oh, he's going to see this and yell at me, but I'm not going to say his name. You know, after 40 to start a new career, I said, try being a female starting in the film career after 50. How old are you? Yeah. I said, he goes, how old are you? I said, yeah, shut up.
Oh, wow.
One, looking good. Two,
you are a powerhouse.
Oh my God, I just let out my age. Just, you know.
Where can people find out more? What is your website?
Go to intentionfilmsandmedia.com.
Okay. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh my God, thank you.
Thank you. This was wonderful. I loved it.
You're amazing.
That seat is always open to you. So
thank you. I'll come back with Sherry.
Yes,
from Chosen.
definitely, absolutely, and we'd love to have you back. We are just about out of time, so thank you for joining us. Links on our website, www.talkingabout.info. I'm John Griffith.
I'm Cara Kilduff.
Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against the wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation. You're resigning. Why? You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. Oh, I forgot. I'll do better. Please don't quit on me.
Don't let your heart quit on you. Get your uncontrolled high blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late.